fly a fair nation, fly a fair nation, fly a fair nation.
It's not just for you, you selfish. It's for everyone around you.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Be Selfish Podcast. I'm your girl, Sherelle.
I'm Lily.
As always, Lily, my belle, how you doing? You look great.
I just got my hair done.
You look great.
Yeah.
I'm loving the locks.
Thank you. I felt Afrocentric.
Yes.
Saw that.
You feeling the vibes? Yeah. We got big things coming up soon. So the the look is going to be top tier.
I got the hair done, nails done, everything did.
Period. Show the nails. I got my press-on nails today, y'all. But they look really real, so I love it.
Yeah. No, they do. They come in clutch.
I love it. Yeah.
Hmm.
As for me, I am this week has been interesting. This week I feel really good.
Yeah.
But I did have some takeaways. I cannot react to other people's shenanigans when it comes to me. Like, people have been trying to throw me off my game, but I'm not giving them the reaction that they want. So that has been a very big hurdle for me. I'm so proud of myself.
We're growing.
I am really growing. Grown ass woman out here.
Lie.
Yeah. It's been a lot. But.
That's a lot. That sucks when people really want to like just throw you off your game just to see, and it's like checking you.
Yeah.
That is.
But
crazy.
don't give in. Don't give in. Don't give in.
No, as much as you want to cuss that person out,
I'm not doing that no more. You know.
We had that moment. Remember when I took you on set? And
I
got a text message from said person.
Yeah.
And I wanted to curse this person out.
I was like, don't do it.
And I was like, but I need to.
No, you kill more bees with honey.
Exactly. So Sherelle literally took my phone and she sent the text message. And honestly, ever since you sent that text message the way you sent it, it's been okay.
Period. Okay.
It's been okay.
That's how it should be. You can't let these people like get the upper hand because they know your triggers, or at least they think they know your triggers.
Yeah.
And then when you give them a curveball, they're like, oh, damn, she didn't respond how I wanted her to respond.
Yeah.
And you ain't got nothing to say. Because that said person gave just a thumbs up, right?
I'm happy that you took over the phone.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's growth, girl.
It fixed it.
It's growth. I love it.
So, what are we going to talk about today?
Ooh, so we are going to talk about why are men and women so single in our day and age. Drops bomb. Lord have mercy. Well, y'all already know I'm the single one of the crew. Lily is happily taken. So we're just going to give you different perspectives on why men or women are single. And Mr. Producer, shout out to Mr. Producer.
Bop my day, I eat.
Okay, he's going to chime in from a male's perspective because it just can't be us having this conversation, right? So let's get into it.
We'll start with you. So,
yikes.
The biggest thing I always wanted to ask is, you are single. Is it by choice, or do you feel like you're having trouble finding?
Well, it is by choice to a certain degree, right? Like, so I get guys who want to date me and take me out and do all the things, but I just want a rare breed. Like, I am looking for a particular kind of man who has that, like I always say, je ne sais quoi, like somebody who can keep my attention and who can teach me things and who's adventurous. I'm just looking for a certain kind of man, you know, like a manly man and who still holds old school values, but who still communicates and listens to me. And, you know, so I am single by choice, but you already know I'm down to be married, pop out some kids, live on my farm, and
because you know she wants those acres, acres and acres.
Yes, so I am single by choice, but I'm just a rare breed. I recently went out on outing.
Wait, is this an outing this time or a date?
Well, okay, so I always call it an outing because you just never know.
Mm-hmm.
But it was surprisingly really nice. Like,
And I'm finding out about this today.
surprise.
Oh my God. Okay.
Well, let me tell you, girl.
Let's hear this.
So he I met him recently at an event that I was hosting. And it's crazy because the way he came up to me as if he knew me already. So he gave me a hug. And I'm like, I was taken aback. I'm like, hi. I'm thinking, do I know him? I normally
you guys met in the past life.
Yeah, like, do I know him? I don't remember him. And he was like, you don't remember me, do you? I'm like, no, but I'm Sherelle. And I said, no, before I told him my name, I said, well, what's my name? And he called me something else. I'm like, see, I knew you didn't know me. And he's like, nah, but you look just like this person I know. So the whole time at the event, I'm trying to look on social media, like, how do I know this guy? I'm asking other people, what's his name? Who's this guy? Towards the end of the event, he was like, damn, you aren't the person who I thought you were, but you look just like her. So we ended exchanging social media. He was only in town for a little bit before he goes off to do his thing, his gig. And he basically like was in my DMs and he was like, hey, before I leave, I kind of want to see you. And typically saying something like, I kind of want to see you would turn me off. Like, what you mean? You better be all in or nothing, okay?
Facts.
You better feel it or not.
Facts.
So I was like, you know what? I'm intrigued because his page was aesthetically pleasing to me. And
she's all about aesthetics, guys.
To a certain extent, like, it was giving me a vibe that I really liked because it was nature. It was beautiful sceneries. It was shots. I was just like, oh, he's a man about his business. So he was like, how about we go to a hookah lounge? And I haven't had a guy ask me like to go to a hookah lounge. So I was like, okay, sure. And we meet up around 9:00 and I get there first. He comes in like, 10 minutes after. So we sit down like across how me and you are sitting, but a little closer, right? And instantly, if you're a woman, jot this down. Always sit across from a man. You want to sit across from a man because you want to keep that eye contact. You don't want to be sitting next to him. So it's like
you're automatically seeing forward.
Yeah, you're automatically seeing forward and you always got to turn. You want to sit right across from him so you can give that energy of this is the best view in the house, baby. Okay, that's what you want to give. You want to give the best view in the house. So we were sitting on this couch, and then I was like, "How about we go sit over there?" And he was like, "Oh, you don't want to sit so close to me?" I'm like, "No, I just want you to see me, and I want to see you." So he's like, "Okay." And Mr. Producer's looking like, "What?"
I was like, you had the girls out that day?
Actually, no. I didn't. I had on a black dress. I had on like this coat, the coat that I wore on the show, one of those episodes, the big coat. And I had on sneakers. Because, when I go on a little outing, if I'm not sure it's a real date, I'm wearing sneakers. I feel like sneakers is giving homegirl vibes.
So she didn't wear heels that day. That means it wasn't a date.
Yeah, it was just a little outing, just see, right?
You weren't trying to impress him.
No, I wasn't really trying to impress him because when I met him, I was
just seeing the vibes.
I'm seeing the vibes.
Got it.
So we sit across from each other and I ordered tea. Now, this is the first time that I've gone out with a man and I ordered tea. And this is a spot where it's like full bar.
I would question that.
So, but peep this. He actually liked it. He was like, tea? I don't drink tea like that. So, all right, let's do it. And he was like, this is really good. We had like a black passion fruit tea. And it was like the real tea. It wasn't like Nestle tea. Like it was the real, authentic.
Yeah.
It was just bomb. So we had hookah, the best hookah I probably ever had. So from 9:00, we stayed there from 9:00 talking until 1:30 in the morning.
Just talking.
Not
even drinking alcohol. So y'all were just having real.
We were having real. I had one
conversation.
glass of wine after the tea got really cold, and that was it. I got me a little charcuterie board. We talked about him mainly because I really wanted to get to know him and ask him a lot of questions. And he really opened up, and it was real cool. And crazy enough, he knows my brother.
Oh wow,
my older brother, the craziest brother.
So you're like, how do you know this man?
Oh my God, they go back. So that was interesting. And I confirmed, my brother's like, yeah, I do know him. But that
You're
was
trying to get some like, how do you know? What do you know of this person?
I don't even want to go into details,
Okay.
but that was my brother's past life, his past life when they was ripping and running the streets and causing chaos.
So they're changed men now.
They're changed men now. My brother to a certain extent.
But that's very valuable to have a woman that you can have a conversation with, because you said y'all got there at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Y'all
Till
left at what time?
1:30 in the morning. The place closed at 2 a.m.
And y'all was just having conversation.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right? If you were boring or didn't know how to hold a conversation, he probably would just be thinking about smashing.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Automatically.
Automatically, yeah.
Not to say that he probably still wasn't hitting on you,
Mhm.
but the simple fact that he was willing to sit there and have that conversation, me and you brought like not just something to the table, but something intriguing, something
Yeah.
interesting. There we go.
Yeah.
Like both of you guys are interested, because either way the conversation would have changed.
And the fact that she was interested in him.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
interested in the conversation he was, giving. And he asked me, where did this ring come from? And I've never had a man ask me, what does this ring that I always wear mean?
I'm intrigued. I never asked it. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna tell y'all on the show, but just know that there's a reason behind this ring. And the fact that he asked me, I was like, oh wow, no one's ever asked me that before. So we got into that conversation.
So he was observant.
He was very observant. He was like, I was
Mm.
gonna ask you the day I met you, but I figured
think guys are getting creative with pickup lines. I think he did not know you from a can of paint at all, and he just created this pickup
Maybe.
line of like, oh, you look like somebody. I know.
maybe.
Guys are getting creative now.
Yeah, they really are.
Why you gotta be a party pooper?
I'm not a party pooper, but I just like seeing the other aspect. That's a dope ass pickup line to just randomly
He
start
gave me a hug
conversation
and
with
all.
somebody.
Like he gave me a whole hug. Like
But-
Imagine if that was a pickup line.
But wasn't this the same guy we had spoke about like off the show where you said he did come back to you and was like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
you.
right, that's
My
the same
bad.
guy.
Right?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
it was a pickup line.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it was a pickup line. I think he really thought I was this person, but it was actually real cool,
Dope.
And he's not my type, right? But it made me say like, okay, Cheryl, your type is cool and all, but maybe you could try something
Mhm.
different, be open-minded.
I think that's one of the things that stop people. Like that becomes the pickiness.
Mm,
Because you're saying you have a type,
I do.
right?
Yeah.
And then now if that person doesn't look like that type, but maybe they have the characteristics of the type that you actually want and not the look, you're
Mhm.
cutting out the door of so many opportunities.
Right.
So
And I
it's
felt that.
like, stop creating this type.
I know. It's so hard though. It's so hard because you get so used to, what you like is what you like. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? And
But you're already making like a visual thing.
yeah.
You're creating it like, if he don't look like this.
And it's not even so much of just a physical look, but certain things like he didn't bring me flowers, right? Any guy that I ever go out with has always bought me flowers
On
on
the
the
first
first outing, date, whatever yes. Yes. That, oh my God, yes.
But it's an outing, so maybe you're just. I feel like if a guy brings the flowers on the first date, it's extremely like
Forward?
on the first.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Every
think it's
guy that I've
extremely
ever
forward.
dealt with has always bought me flowers on the first date. Obviously pick up the tab.
I'm sorry,
Like-
guys.
I would buy a flower for an old lady on the road. Like I would, like I don't know. I just think I'm a gentleman. Like
Mhm.
you know,
I
when
think
it comes
she
to
called
stuff
it
like
an
that.
outing,
But
so
he didn't
I'm
know what it
like-
was. He didn't know whether if I'm calling it an outing or a date or anything. But first impressions is kind of like
So there's this checklist. So he did not bring me flowers on the first date.
he didn't bring me flowers on
Does
the
he
first
lose
date.
points?
But I didn't. But you know what? I'm growing because I didn't trip off of that. I really didn't. I was just like, oh, he didn't bring me flowers. Okay, let's see. Let's see where this conversation goes and whatnot. But typically, I'd be like, that's interesting. Or if, let's say, I was driving with a guy, like let's say,
Mhm.
because I don't let guys pick me up from my house. Let's say we met
Yeah.
at a cigar lounge parking lot, right? So I'm going to now go from my car to his car for us to go wherever we need to go.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't open the door for me, I'm looking at him kind of like, I don't like that. Because I like a man to open the door for me,
Mhm.
bring me flowers. I want to feel like sexy when I'm with the guy.
Mhm.
I want to feel like,
You
he
want to be
really,
in your femininity.
yeah, like let me
Femini-
sit in my divine
femininity.
femininity.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah.
So if a guy doesn't, I remember going out with this guy before, and girl, we're at this location and he was like, okay, let's go get something to eat.
Mhm.
So we're walking towards his car and he literally looks at my door, the passenger door, and he purposely did not open it for me. He just went to his.
Wait. Like he stopped, looked at it.
He stopped, looked at it, and went around to his door, right? So when we get in the car, he looks at me and I said, you know, you done fucked up, right? Because I couldn't believe it. He was just like, I did that because I knew you used to that.
Excuse me.
So you purposely didn't open my door and be a gentleman because you felt like I'm used to that?
That's giving me small beep energy.
Yeah.
right there.
And crazy enough, like, so when we were sitting there talking, he told me how old he was. He thought I was like his age, and I didn't even know how young he was, but he was in his early 20s. And I was like,
You said enough.
yeah, exactly, right? I was like,
You
yeah,
said enough.
Epi, that's it. You said a lot.
We're
But
good.
thank you for the time. Thank you for the date. And
You done messed up. Since
yeah, he's
you-
been trying to be on my bumper ever since, but it's just giving no.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But I like a man to be a gentleman. Like, you know, people always talk about chivalry is dead.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, it's not, it's dwindling a little bit, but it ain't dead.
Just a little like less than dwindling. That shit is like
Yeah.
on a. I feel
Like,
it's-
what is chivalry, right?
I think it's dead because
Damn.
well, I'm just gonna say it's dead because people like Lily saying that you can't
Oh
bring
my
her a
God.
flower to a date. It's not like I'm bringing
She
you
said
a
it
whole
was an
bouquet.
outing. So
But
my
he
my
he
opinion
doesn't
of an
know
He
that.
outing.
doesn't know
But
that.
he
We
doesn't
speak,
know.
we speak, me and you, we know when I go out with a guy for the first time, it's an outing. We know that. I'm not announcing it to the guy, you know, this is an outing. I'm not announcing it to men. We know it's an outing. They don't know it's
I
an
feel
outing.
like it depends on how he said it. Like if it was like, oh, we're just gonna hang out, cool. If it's a date, then I would be wearing my heels if I was Sherelle. And that's the date I wear my heels, you should bring me flowers. But if
No,
we're
I
just
think he
chilling,
should have been prepared and just brought me flowers, period.
so
he
did
should've
he lose points?
He didn't necessarily, because I'm trying to turn over a new leaf, but I do not want to get used to that energy.
Look, Mr. Producer is
Listen. He didn't lose point because the conversation was
women.
great. But no, peep this. I do not want to get used to a man not bringing me flowers. So
Mhm.
I won't say he lost points. I'll just say
Oh, yes.
I'm trying to turn over a new leaf, but I will not settle for you just not bringing me flowers. I want flowers. I love flowers.
Okay,
I buy
next
myself
date,
flowers.
I don't
he needs to
care.
bring you flowers. Then.
I don't
Yeah.
care if we're going to a picnic. I'm gonna pick you up some daisies.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, I don't know why she's acting like when we first started dating and stuff
Mhm.
like that. I brought you flowers to a gas station just cause. Like, what are we talking
Period.
about?
Yeah.
Like, this is what I'm saying. That's
And
why I
it
just like. what
And
do you-
it was a sad day. I was actually sad that day.
and I did
Look.
not know what was going on. This was not
It
planned.
was just because flowers.
So that's what I'm
that
saying.
was my first time ever receiving just that was my first time ever receiving
Don't it
just
feel
because
so
flowers.
special and so sweet?
So I'd never. Maybe that's why
So
I feel like
Lily killed chivalry.
Yeah, Lily, damn.
don't
And
put
you know,
that on me.
It's so interesting because I've been saying there's women who allowed, because we hold the power, right?
Most
we are
definitely.
the gatekeepers to like really making sure that the men stay on top of
Mhm.
treating us like queens,
Yes.
right? You not allowing a man or just like letting him slide by not doing certain things like this, it kind of kills it for everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just love when a man brings me flowers. I love when a man is smelling good and he's feeling good and, you know, he wants to take me out. I do not like when men are like, oh, you know, you want to come over to my house? I got a theater, a movie room.
Oh my god, I hate that.
Sir, at
I'm
my
like,
big age, I'm not coming to your house to go watch movies. So you
Wanna
can be like, yeah,
Netflix
we're
and
not going to
chill.
do anything. I don't care.
We're too old for that.
Like, I
We're
feel
too
like a man should want to take, especially if he really is feeling the girl, take her out, show her off on the town. You know
Create
what I mean?
an experience, something that she's gonna
Yes.
remember.
Yes.
Other than other stuff, but create that experience
Yeah.
because that's gonna be different. We're gonna be
Yeah.
like,
Well, it's two
Oh,
sides
wow.
to that coin. Before you even show her off and bring her around town, you have to do what you did and sit down and have a conversation for
Yeah.
a few hours and make sure you can hold a conversation with this person
Yeah.
before you want to go show them the finer things in life.
Mhm.
And I feel like that's where we go wrong a lot of
Yeah.
times,
Yeah.
right? People, they're here for your greatest moments, but they're not
Mhm.
here for your worst,
That's so true.
right? So yeah, you got to look at
That's
that
so true.
side of it as
And
well.
that's I think that's also a way to pick out if that person is actually like trying to get to know you or they
Mhm.
just want to like have sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Because
it
if
can
their
be
first idea,
no.
if their first idea of like taking you out or hanging out is going to his house, what does that tell you?
Girl, I haven't had a guy ask me that in years.
Then
Come
you're-
to my house.
Then you're in the right like circle then because
I'm like, come to your house. And on top of it, you didn't even like call me on the phone and get me on the phone.
No, just come to my house.
I like to be on a phone with a man because I want
Mhm.
you to hear my voice.
Yes.
I want to like seduce you over the phone.
She's trying to be a whole sex operator on the phone.
Okay. I just want you to feel my energy over the phone. Text message, come on.
Yeah.
And then you're asking me via text message to come and hang out at your house to go
what
watch
are we
Netflix.
gonna do, sir? Like,
And I doubt that you're gonna have a whole spread and make it look like immaculate. I doubt you're gonna have candles and flowers and
no,
a whole full 5-course meal
he
and
gonna have
a blanket. And,
he gonna have a bottle of Henny in the freezer.
girl, okay.
Well, it depends on how serious I want to take you. Like if you're a wham bam thank you ma'am, then yeah, I'm gonna invite you to the crib, or I'm gonna say, yo, let's go get a hotel or something like that.
But I'm not
Right.
a wham bam thank you ma'am kind of girl. So him even suggesting that was very disrespectful.
Testing
for
the
me.
water.
And I just stopped talking to him from there because I was like, what?
Okay, but that's how you prove that you're not that person.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
continue talking to him, if you came over, then yeah, you are
Yeah,
that person.
it's
you
a
get
no.
me?
It's an absolute no
so
for me.
the choice is within you guys, ladies.
Yeah.
Because if you do that and fall into the trap, then
Yeah, because
you deserve to be there.
yeah, a lot of guys.
But I'm not gonna
stand your
sit here in
ground.
front like I haven't invited a woman over. But my type of inviting you over is, yo, come have some wine with me. Let's sit down and talk. Like my vibe is sitting on the patio with all the flowers around, incense burning.
Okay,
That might be a whole different.
creative vibe.
You get what I'm saying?
And
So
and then you also have to feel like,
Depends
does
on
this
your
man
mood.
have self-control? Like, you don't feel like he's gonna like really try it. Because you know why? Oh, this is another thing. I like older men because older men are also thinking about the longevity. Younger
Mhm.
guys tend to want to take you out just to like get into your panties,
Yep.
right? And it's like older men are thinking about, okay, a few months from now, a year from now, whatever. They're
Mhm.
not trying to rush it so fast because they know they have to seduce you and make you feel all sexy and make sure that they spend some bread. Like older men are just like that. So I prefer dating older men because these
Like
young
older
bucks,
men, they've been through it.
they've been through
So
it.
they're
Yeah.
like, we don't need that. Now we need
Yeah.
like someone strong next to
Yeah.
me.
And-
from a guy point of view though, is like, how do you stop attracting what you're used to? Right? Because what
Mhm.
happens is, because that feeling is so familiar, you find a way to go back to that side or to test
Mhm.
those waters again. It's hard to do something completely different. So it's
Yeah.
like, how do you break that cycle and not date your type?
So you're gonna tell me in those days that you were just dating for fun or having fun, you
Mhm.
never met someone that was like, you actually have potential to be with someone. I'm just not gonna waste your time.
Oh, for sure.
So then you do know.
For sure.
You just choose not to be serious at that moment.
Yeah, but you got to understand that I'm a guy, right?
Mhm.
I'm on a hunt.
Yes.
You're being hunted.
Yes.
So it's different. Right?
You hear that, ladies?
Rejection for a guy is different. You feel me? That's why ladies you're not used to being rejected.
Yeah, because
Right.
we're not running and chasing you guys.
Mhm.
Like let the man hunt and do what he is naturally built to do.
And hunting doesn't mean as far as just sexually. Like she's saying, like thinking of different things to do, thinking of different ways to wow you and to, you know, that je ne sais quoi. Like,
je ne sais
like
quoi.
I don't know. I guess because I have my two different opinions of being. I feel
No,
like
but
Well,
there's-
tell me.
Yeah.
Tell
I
me.
feel like there's men that they play the game. Like that's why in my head I completely go into like I think he planned that whole thing to get you onto the date. Now I'm happy that it was a date that you guys actually sat down and talked and picked each other's brain.
Mhm.
But I feel like there's certain men that have learned their ways to know how to get into the woman's head to make them do what they want.
I mean, we had a whole movie about it,
subconsciously.
How to Be a Player.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And-
exactly. So
But women are the same way too, right? So for me, I like to be on the phone with a guy so he can hear my voice, so he can feel my energy over the
Mhm.
phone. Via texting, you can't really gauge how I'm coming at you, right?
yeah.
So that's my sauce.
yeah.
Or I like I have to carry myself in a very particular way because
Yeah.
number one, I don't want him to try to think he can game me or think that I'm just like any of the other women who are just so
Mhm.
easy. Like I want you to feel like when you leave me, I want more of her. I need to know more. I need to like, damn, she's not giving me what everybody else is
Yeah.
giving me.
So like leave him on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
I feel like that's playing the game.
well,
Yeah, but leave me. It depends. It just it all
give you
depends.
everything.
It all depends on the vibe.
I cannot
but
give
listen,
you everything at
it
once.
all depends on the vibe.
Mhm.
The how I feel is right. Having sex on a first date, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Mhm.
I have dated a girl I had sex with on the first date,
Mhm.
right? And think nothing of it.
Mhm.
It just depends on the vibe. I have had the situations where I sit and talk to a girl for 4 or 5 hours, and that was just the vibe.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just can't resist the connection, or you know what I mean, that vibration that you have with certain individuals.
part.
Right? It's just
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I've
Because
been there.
I've had sex on the first date with Mr.
Mhm.
Potato Head,
Mhm.
and that lasted 6+ years
That's
after.
what I'm saying.
was
So
it-
you really have to catch the vibe.
Was it the first date you guys first time meeting, or
that was
you
our
guys
first,
already?
We were already talking because Mr. Potato
So I
Head.
don't consider that. I'm talking about like first time you meet somebody.
No. that's
No, you
different.
know why? Because even though I was already, and that was the first and last time I ever did a dating app, right?
Mhm.
So when I met him on Black Planet, we were already having conversation.
Yeah.
Now, when we actually met in person, I wouldn't say that because of our full conversation is what made me sleep with him. It's
Mhm.
when I actually met him in person, and during this time it was the hurricane, so it was hurricane season. Everything was shut off. So like in his place, he had all these candles. He got us Chinese food. He like laid out a blanket, and we just talked for hours and hours and hours and hours. And then it was just like, you know what? This feels right. But then I was also in my mind, he didn't know this, like, oh, you're mine. Because I'm not just gonna do this and then you're not gonna be mine.
Fellas,
So
you
you
hear
already
that?
had that plan in your head.
I didn't have us plan to have sex, but once we did it, I know me. You mine.
Oh.
Yeah. He wasn't going nowhere. It was locked and loaded for 6 years later.
Oh.
But everybody kind of plays a game, right? Like I even told this recent guy, I was like, everyone has their representative. Chado Chocinco said it, you know, like he's a man who has all this wealth. So women are already looking up his stats and how much he makes and how do you
Mhm.
gauge that somebody really wants to be with you. On another level, people can look at your social media and be like, oh, this girl is gorgeous. She's always out. She looks like she's having a great time. So you might just like me because what you see on social media. You might not like me when I'm calm, cool, and collective and I'm not like this so turned up or whatever. So how do you really know if somebody's rocking with you? Everyone has a representative.
And
Everyone has a representative.
and people is dating your social media.
People are, I've had that. I've
Or what
had I've
you're
had somebody
across.
basically say to me like, oh, you know, like you're not really like how you are on social media. And I didn't think I was so far off.
What's that supposed to mean?
I didn't think I was so far off, but I think this person got to see that I was extra calm, cool, and collective. I
Yeah.
don't need to be like, you're only seeing certain highlights. So you might see me out and being social and things, but I just be wanting to chill and conserve my energy. So it was kind of, I guess, a turn off for them. But it was like, perfect. You cancel yourself out. Gone with the
Exactly.
wind.
Yeah.
That goes into like why I feel like social media is creating more single people.
Oh yes.
I think that
yes.
because it's
Yes.
like one of like what you just explained right now, that people are dating who they're interested in who you are on social
Mhm.
media. And then once they really see you every single day, it's a different thing.
Yeah.
And then not only that, but now it has created this open window to different options. So it's like, okay, if like what you just said, okay, you're out
Yeah.
because you already know that there is option after option, and social media has basically made it so like at the tip of your finger you
Made
can
the world smaller.
Yeah.
It
Basically.
sucks though. It really sucks because you have all these options, and I really don't feel like we were meant to see all of these different options in
No.
the world. Like I was even having a conversation with the guy, and I was like, I love meeting a man the organic way.
Mm-hmm.
And he was telling me how he only meets women through social media.
No.
If I'm feeling a guy, I will not tell him I have social media, or I won't even mention social media because
Mhm.
I want you to really gauge me right here in the present. I don't care if we're in, the grocery store aisle and we exchange numbers, if
Mhm.
we are at the gym, like
Mhm.
meeting a man organically is my cup of tea. I
Mhm.
love it. So I don't know how it is meeting or dating somebody through social media
Mhm. No,
this
there's
day and
people that
age,
that's
but
how
it
they
would be too
date.
hard for me.
There's people who that's how they date. They date online
Yeah.
only. And it's because they have that access, that window. All this information is
Mm-hmm.
already there. But I'm like, don't you miss finding that out the organic way?
Right.
Like,
Right.
Yeah, but you find yourself in a pool by yourself, right? What I mean by that is everyone is on social media,
Everybody.
right? So meaning like a lot of people is not going out like that anymore because nothing is going on. It's either festivals or traveling with your friends somewhere,
Mhm.
or like everybody's trying to build a business or something like that. But
Mhm.
people is trying to put their time to good use now.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, everyone is on social media. You work on
Mhm.
social media, business is on social media. So it's hard to disconnect.
Yeah.
It's
That's
it's
just, like, I feel
extremely
like
hard.
that's in the power of the person, because I'll use my social media now. At first, I used to have social media and I would post my kids. I would post my life on that.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I got into like using it for business,
Okay.
now I took everything down. But there's people who literally post their whole life, relationships.
Yeah.
I've seen
Yeah.
people's
But
relationships.
that's that because they're posting their highlights and they're posting, you know what I mean? But the thing of what I'm saying is we do not go out anymore. When was the last time? Well, Sherelle goes out because she's a host, but it's like, when was the last time you went to a skating ring? When was the last time you went to like a pack jam or something like that, where it's
Mhm.
like you're really interacting with
let me tell you,
people?
that-
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I think I tend to meet the coolest and dopest men because I make sure I keep those old school things. Like I've gone to
Mm.
skating rings. I love going to cigar lounges. I love going to a rooftop bar. I love I don't know, going to like a volleyball game. I like
Mhm.
to do certain things where it's like interacting with people because that's how I'm going to meet them. They're not, Prince Charming is not going to knock on my door.
Mhm.
He's not going to, I don't know, maybe he could slide in my DMs, but I just like to meet a man the organic way because
Yeah.
it just keeps it fun. And then they see like wherever we meet at, they can look at that and be like, damn, this is how I met her. That was pretty cool.
But now social media is going to be the organic way. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I wanted to go back to the old school way.
You cannot go back.
It's
We can
gonna
only
get
move
worse.
forward. We can only move forward.
I don't even like my man to be on social media. And if he is on social media, I hope it's because it's straight business.
Right.
Like straight business, and keep that page private.
Oh, so you don't want the type of dude that is going to ask you all the time, babe, can you take this picture of me?
Hell nah. Hell nah.
Why? I don't know. I just why
The type of woman that I am,
You don't even want that type of guy.
I don't-
Continue,
yeah,
my
yeah,
bad.
the type
No,
of-
but I'm asking why. Because is it because you really don't want that type of man, or is it your own insecurity stopping you?
no
because-
insecurity. No insecurity when it comes to this. It's more like, first of all, I like my man medium ugly, right? Like, I don't want him to be on social media smiling in the camera all day. Get to the business, baby. Get to the money. Go be productive, because Your
So
future
only
woman
medium
wants
ugly
50 acres.
guys do that.
I'm just saying, like, I don't need a man who's always in the freaking camera all day, every day. My goal in life is to have a certain acres of land and to be in a certain position, right? And I want somebody who's on the same mission with me. So if you're sitting here like cupcaking on social media all day, you're not getting to the business. If I'm on social media, it's because I'm promoting my brand, I'm promoting my business, and that's just what it is. But if you're on social media, you need to be getting to the business. Period.
So this is cutting out actors, male models.
No, they get into the business.
They get into the
But they're
business.
pretty boys.
No,
They
no.
need
Not all of
to
them.
use their face and they need to take
No, but that's
No?
not what she's saying. She's saying they get into the business. She's
Get to
talking
the
about
business.
fake IG male models.
No.
No?
No.
Okay, my bad. I thought.
I mean, I don't know. I don't even date really pretty boys or whatever. Like, I like a handsome guy, but what is handsome? Handsome to me doesn't necessarily mean physical.
Okay.
It could be your personality. It's how you treat others. It could be, you really in your bag. You have a great personality. Like, that will always win me. Like, your
Yeah.
charisma, your charm will win me versus how you physically look.
So that's what, like in Spanish, we say simpático. Like it sounds like handsome. I really don't know how to translate it
To
in
me,
English.
that's a handsome man, and how
but-
other men or how other people receive him too. Because if other people feel like if other people feel the good vibe off of that man, it's gonna make me like him even more. It's like, he's nice to the janitor, to the head chef, to the CEO. Like, they all rock with him, and that's the kind of man I like. I'm attracted to a powerful man. So you don't really meet powerful men every single day. So I just like a certain
But
kind of.
you could notice one when they walk into the room.
Oh,
though.
yeah. And he's not gonna be all
right.
talking. He ain't gonna be all this. You know what I mean?
Or flashy.
Oh no,
or-
it'd be the most low key, calm, cool, collective.
But I don't want people to get it twisted. Like, I'm not trying to knock, or we're not trying to knock anyone that engage in social media however you want.
Yeah.
Like, engage in social media however you want. But me, I know that I'm not attracted to the girl that's taking a picture and her butt. Like, she's taking a picture of herself, but she's turning around and like on her timeline is nothing but butt pictures. That's it. It's just butt picture. But it's like that. I'm not. There's no substance there. And I know we were just talking about like not dating the person's social media, but it's like, damn, like, you kind of do judge someone.
Absolutely.
social
Because
media.
I've had male friends who say that they like more mysterious women, right?
Right.
And there's women who I follow who they like, you just want more. Whenever they post, you're like, oh my God, this person posted. I just love it. But they are always low key, calm, cool, living their life, but they're very calm, cool, and collective. They don't, guys don't want to have to see everything. You just don't. You guys like that mystery, you know what I mean?
Like I feel like everything is so reversed because now when you go onto social media, you see everything.
Yeah.
Like I usually go take my kids to barbershops. So then, guys be having their guy talks at the barbershop. And there was this one time that the guy was like, I'm getting tired of seeing ass.
See, that's what I was just saying.
Yeah, like it's like, yeah, I'm getting tired of seeing ass. Like now it's like if I see a girl in a nice dress, I'm like, wow, because you're covered up. Like I just feel like everything is so backwards now.
It really is.
And the solution to that is, to be honest, is to not follow those pages. Right?
That's true.
Because that's the only solution. If you don't like fight videos, don't follow those videos.
Right.
Don't follow those pages. If you don't like shorty that's shaking ass all day in her videos, don't follow it.
Yep.
Right? So you can't complain about the problem, but still engaging in something that don't
I think
bring
that's
you
what
pleasure.
people do. They still
Me, even
engage.
as a woman, I unfollowed pages, or if I see them on my Explore, I'm like, how the hell this guy here? And I'm like, not interested, irrelevant.
Exactly.
Because I don't want to see that on my algorithm.
You have to
know
create
what I mean?
your universe.
Yeah, you really do. So I want to, I got to follow like the most successful men, the most powerful men.
And women, yeah.
And women too, but I'm just speaking because I don't date women no more. That's my past life.
On next
Traumatized.
episode of
Yeah, that's a no for me.
What you did, I know what you did last summer.
Right?
we got some secrets, guys.
But I want to add, right? I want to add, because I don't want women to feel like men don't like aggression. And because I see a lot of time on social media, especially Twitter, where I would see a guy be like, oh, black women is too aggressive and stuff like, no, I like a woman that's assured of herself and
Right.
know what she wants.
Mhm.
Right. So, because I had a situation before, right, where I was with a girl
Mm-hmm.
and I was trying my best not to have sex with her. I swear, because we was going to do business together.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying my best. And she just outright told me, no, this is what I want to do. Right. And
Aggressive
even-
as fuck.
And still do business.
and still do business. And she's like, this is what I want to do.
Epi, no.
And it happened and we still did business and
So how
everything
did
was
that
good.
go?
No, everything was cool.
Yeah.
Everything. So
Business-wise.
business-wise, everything
Oh.
was good. That's
She
what I'm
kept
saying.
it player. She kept it player. Okay.
So to go back to why, like not why, but it's like this day and age, we're so single. Men and women choose to be single. For me, my experience is I work a lot. I
Mhm.
edit a lot. I spend a lot of time on a computer. So when you get a text from me, that come over text, you know that I just finished editing.
Yeah.
Right. So I attract women like that they're doing business too. And they
Mhm.
understand, like, I don't have time to go on a date and go do this and go do that because I'm trying to build my future. I'm trying
Yeah.
to build a foundation. So I was okay with that too
Yeah.
until I found someone where everything that I'm trying to do aligned with what she was trying to do.
It has to make sense for both
And
y'all.
It just could not happen.
Mhm.
Like, if you get what I'm saying, like, it had to happen. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
know, like, I saw the future with her. Not that I didn't see future with other women, but it's like they wasn't moving at my pace.
Yeah.
You know, until I found that woman that was moving at my pace, it was like, all right, here, I submit my not wanting to, I don't even know the word, like, not wanting to commit.
Well, what's the saying? Like, do you want a busy man or do you want a broke man?
Correct. Because I was busy. I'm still busy, but I'm
He's
saying.
still busy, yeah.
If he can't be up underneath you all day, she can't be up underneath you all day. You know what I mean? Like, you
Mhm.
got to get to it while you can, while we're still young, while we're still healthy, while we can still move our limbs. Like, get to it.
But you still
So-
have to be an adult and not break people's heart and not put people in toxic
Yeah.
situations even when you're single, and still, because you're single but you still want to have pleasure, you still want that TLC
Mhm.
too, right? So it's like, even if it's someone to talk to,
Yeah. But
Right.
that'd be hard because, like, I have guys who be wanting to, like, kick it with me and talk to me and do all these things. And I'm just like, I don't even want to play with you like that
that's what I'm
because
saying.
it's like, if I don't see anything progressing between us, what are we doing?
Yeah.
You want to be friends, okay, but you're still gonna find me attractive. You're still gonna want to, like, be in the friend zone until you don't want to be in the friend zone, and then that's gonna create, like, a lot of confusion. Like, I don't want that. I want to be. If I'm single, let me be single. I don't want to sleep with nobody. I just want to be in my own space. I want to make room for when my man is coming. I don't need to be giving myself to a guy and then I'm blocking my blessing that's on its way. Because I feel like if I'm entertaining this, it's blocking what's really coming to me. And I don't want to do that, at least anymore. There's just no point.
But we got to be real though, and y'all got to say this on camera because I'm not on camera.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what we about 46 minutes in, right? So it's
Mhm.
time to get real. That single life get lonely.
It do. It do. It
Yeah.
really do. Single life gets lonely. But for me, you just have to find other ways to satisfy yourself. Like, I know that if I go and have sex with a guy,
It's just her reaction.
listen,
Clink, clink.
it's
the silence.
it's just going to be memorable.
It's a moment of silence.
And it's like, I don't want to create these soul ties. I don't want you to be living rent free in my head if we're really not gonna do this, if we're really not gonna be together. I know it gets lonely. I know the flesh gets weak. I know these things, but you got to find other ways to satisfy yourself. And I also feel like a lot of women don't know how to satisfy themselves. So now they letting every Tom, Dick, and Harry scratch their, punani. And then it's just like,
What do you
they
mean?
still not
What do you
satisfied.
mean satisfy yourself? What you mean?
Being able to know how to orgasm, know
Mhm.
what what makes you like go off? What makes you feel
Learn
good?
your body
Learn
first.
exactly. Learn your own body
Mhm.
before you try to invite somebody into your space.
Mhm.
Because sex is so powerful. It has the power to make or break you. You know, like somebody can literally drain your life force if you're
Mhm.
having sex with the wrong person, or it
Vampire.
can beam you up. It just
Vampire
all
dick.
depends, yeah. And don't let you don't know how to clean yourself after you're done
The deed.
the deed, right?
Mhm.
Don't let you not know how to like make sure you're good after and get your energy back, because
Mhm.
sex is that powerful.
But the fact of the matter is, single people do have sex. So it's like,
Yeah.
should there be guidelines and parameters? Because I feel like I'm not because I'm single and I'm having sex with you, I'm not gonna hold back. Like I
Mhm.
know because I know how girls are. Y'all gonna go in them group chats and y'all gonna talk. So I'm gonna leave it so it can be memorable too.
Damn, that's what we be doing.
You told me that.
I'm just saying, right? So
I think that's where isn't that where like sex buddies come from then? You have that one
friends with
person.
benefits?
Yeah, friends with benefits. That's you have that one person that that
you can do it all with.
you can do it all with until such the right man comes in. No?
Yeah, but no.
I know people do this.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
I've-
Sherelle over here trying to be Mother Teresa, and I'm
No,
saying,
I'm
nah,
not. I'm
single-
definitely
I know
not.
people do
Single
this.
people
Okay,
be out
pause.
here doing their thing.
Let me make it very clear. It's been a while since I did the do. But the last person I did the do with, so let him tell it. He was the last man that I did the do with. So that was like maybe 2 years ago, a year ago, year and a half ago, something around that, right?
Mhm.
So when we came back, and it was like a one night only, and I didn't even expect it to happen. It kind of, we just
Mhm.
had a great night. It was just like vibes. It was like all the things.
Yeah.
So we ended up doing it. And then he hit me up and he was like, yo, I can't
need that
believe
again.
yeah, he was like, let's you want to go out again, da da da. And I was like, no. He was like, damn, like how you just gonna hit it and quit it? And it was like, well, I didn't even expect for it to go down like that. And
Mhm.
I just don't want to be F buddies. Like,
Yeah.
that's not what I want. Like,
You
I'm in a
set your
different
standards.
space. But before, if I did, then we grown. Like, we can do this, no
You
problem.
set your standards.
But I did not want to just be sex buddies with this person. I just felt like this is not gonna progress.
Mhm.
It's just not gonna progress. So what are we doing here?
I think that's
I can
like
go satisfy myself. But then I don't want to get comfortable only satisfying myself. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard. It's hard. That's why I'm like, come on, God, like bring me my man. Stop playing. I'm ready. Shit.
Are you really?
I'm ready. I'm ready for my man, like, but then, okay, so this is another thing that's happening. So every man that I've ever lived with, we've lived together.
Mm-hmm.
The man's always paid the rent, always took care of the majority of the bills. Nowadays, I feel like guys don't really like that. They kind of just want to like,
guys.
yeah, sorry, not all, but like they just kind of want to wing it. They kind of just want to come in and hit it and leave when they want and do whatever they want to do, and they don't want to hold certain values. And I'm just not that girl. Like,
I keep saying certain guys.
yeah,
I
certain
feel like-
guys. I'm just not that girl. So it's been a long time since I've actually lived with a man,
Mhm.
and the next man that I live with is gonna be my husband.
Right.
That's
kind of like what
I like my
said.
freedom for the most part.
That's exactly what I said when I chose to be single,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I told myself the next relationship that I will get into, it's going to be my last.
Yeah.
And however that's going to, I don't know how, but I did not want to suffer again.
Yeah.
So with me, I always say I had two different types of single,
Mm-hmm.
like moments in my life, right?
Okay. What's
The
that?
first type of single was I call it the toxic single. The toxic single was basically where I was afraid of being alone, right?
Okay.
I did not, all my friends were in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want she just broke up with someone and now she's like lonely. No, I wanted to have someone. Nope, I'm good. Like,
Yeah.
ain't nothing happened to me. So it was more of a fill, like I said, like in other shows before, like filling an empty cup,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's what I consider the toxic single, because what ended up happening is I kept going into toxic relationship after toxic relationship, never like really getting to know myself,
You didn't give yourself chance to breathe.
a chance to breathe, a chance to heal, a chance to set my own boundaries, like how
Mhm.
you're saying, or set my standards. I
Yeah.
was just entering a relationship just to not be by myself, right? So that was like toxic single.
Yeah.
Now, and that's not me choosing to be single, that's me not trying. Now, after the relationship with the father of my children,
Mhm.
I chose to be single. When I chose to be single, I was like, I don't deserve this. I'm worth way more than what's happening in my situation.
Absolutely.
Like, this person does not respect. It was like, now I understood off of a toxic relationship the type of what I'm worth. And then what I was able to do to that person, I was like, ain't nothing wrong with me.
Right.
You know? So then when I chose to be single, I took that time to focus on myself, right?
And a lot of people don't.
And that's the moment. And then when I would have men come to me, it was one of those like, I'm not emotionally available right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look, I'm pretty sure you're a great guy, but I already knew I was still hurt. I was still broken, and those insecurities. So that was like, I call that the healthy type of single, because I knew my issues.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I was trying to do is prepare myself for the right person.
Right.
Whenever. But what was happening, I was getting comfortable being single,
Yeah, we tend to do that.
because I kept comparing it.
Damn.
But hold on, I kept
Wow.
comparing it to a bad relationship.
Mm.
So I was like, I'd rather be single than be in a bad relationship, not knowing what a good relationship was.
Mm.
So that was my fear of, if I was to date somebody and catch emotions, this person's going to hurt me. That's all that kept happening until I took a risk, met someone.
Yeah.
After that time of, I wouldn't even say trying to heal, because I still was healing.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the relationship, I'm still healing.
Yeah.
But I just was able to set those boundaries, as far as like, okay, this person, I am this person, I am this woman.
Uh-huh.
I can take care of myself.
Uh-huh.
So I don't have to stand a man disrespecting me because he's taking care of me.
Right.
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 I no longer, if a man would call me, because that's what would happen with him, he would like, kind of make me feel bad about how I looked.
Mm-hmm.
Now I built my self-confidence in that, when I chose to be single, that if a man didn't like how I look, I was like, that's you not liking how I look, not me.
A man.
Right? Exactly.
Like, what, sir?
So that's what healthy single was.
Mm-hmm.
But I was still preparing myself, because that was my whole thing. And I understood that I had to get out of the circle of men that just saw me as ass.
Yeah, eye candy.
Basically. And when I finally put myself, that was another thing. I didn't look for it.
Yeah.
I didn't look for
When
it.
you don't look for it.
Yeah.
Love that.
I did not look for it. It was it just happened.
Mm-hmm.
And even when it was happening, I still felt like I was fighting myself back of self-sabotaging it.
Yeah.
Because I still had that fear of like, what if it's a whole facade, and this person just knows how to talk? This person is like, because I've dealt it. I've had a wolf in, what is it called? A wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah, the counterfeit.
Exactly. So I'm over here like, devil's testing me right now,
Yeah.
because everything seems too perfect over here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm over here like, no. And until, time told a whole different story.
Absolutely. Because time will always tell.
Yeah, exactly. Time will always tell. So I was just like, okay. But now what happened in the relationship, that's when I really started noticing my flaws, because now I'm in a good relationship. So it was like, do I deserve a good relationship? Am I good enough for this person? Does this person have enough patience to let me grow? Also, that's another thing. And I feel like a lot of people that are single are being scared of intimacy, or being scared of showing someone their true colors because all they did was cover themselves all the years of like protecting themselves.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what happened to me in that situation of finally no longer being scared of a bad relationship because that's not what I'm in. I'm in a good one. But then it's like, I still have damage.
Yeah.
I don't want those damage to affect the good relationship.
A good relationship will make you look within so you can fix what's wrong and level up. But then I also go back like, damn, no one taught me how to be in a relationship.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like, how do I know? I'm just kind of out here winging it and kind of feeling like this feels good, this doesn't feel good. I like this, I don't like that. So this shit is hard.
It is. I started listening to the inner voice that I would protect. Because I created this shell to protect and be like, stop it. So once I got in a good relationship and I felt safe with the person, I started listening to the real voice, the person who's clingy, the person, and let that person know I'm clingy, you know, because I feel safe. Exactly. Like, I feel safe with you and I could be my true self.
Isn't that beautiful though?
Yeah.
When you feel safe with a man.
Definitely.
Oh my God.
Definitely. Because I always say it. I always say it to him. If he would have met me 5 years ago, I'm probably
confusion and delusion. Hot mess.
Horrible.
Jesus.
But it's vice versa though. That's what it is. It depends on the stage that you meet the man. Because earlier you said you like dating older men because the younger guys, you know, they're not all the way there. They still want to have fun. But I wanted to correct you and say it's really the stage that you are in your life.
That's true.
Right?
Because a lot of young guys have lived, feels like a long life. So they just tired. They live either fast life or they've just
that
experienced
keyword
so
tired, that means a lot to a man.
Yeah. So they just kind of want they're ready to settle down and ready to find their woman and things like that.
Yeah, you have people that get married early. You get people that actually know, no, that woman is for me.
Yeah.
You know, I think my method to dealing or not even dealing, because you shouldn't be dealing in your relationship, right? But existing. My method of existing in my relationship or living in my relationship is not to repeat the cycle, my own cycle, my own bullshit.
Yeah, for real.
My own self-sabotage. I know what I do. I know myself. You know yourself. That's what I'm saying. Is like, let's be real.
Yeah.
You know yourself. You know what you do. You know, hold yourself accountable. So that's what it is. Like, no, I'm not gonna slide into a girl DM just because I know I can smash. Or like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna allow certain people to DM me or follow me because I know what your interest is. Even if you just texted me, "Hey stranger," I know what that "Hey stranger" is.
Right?
Right?
Oh my God.
So it's just little things like that. Like, you have to understand, like, nah, I'm not even responding to them.
Just yesterday, I had an ex hit me up. Not an ex-boyfriend, but an ex little boo thing, right?
Yeah.
Situation. And it's been years since I've been with this person. But he hit me up and he was just like, you know, giving me compliments. And he was just like, you know, why don't you come here and just hang out with me? You know what that mean, right?
I'm already
so
like,
then I'm like,
I thought it was gonna be a good story.
Like this is after all these years, this is what you want to say? And he was just like, I mean, he's just like, you look so good. He was just like, I miss your kisses.
Oh, you seen that
right?
podcast.
Right? He's like, you look so good. He's like, you're finer now.
That
right?
quality. You doing your stuff.
I'm
you
trying to
working.
Sorry to cut you. We just hyping you up right now. Black women, they get finer like wine. What you expect? Like,
we really do though.
Continue.
Praise God. Okay.
So you see me doing my stuff. Why are you trying to mess my shit up? What?
No, I'm not even looking at it like he's trying to mess it up. But
sorry, I'm still damaged. My bad.
So he basically was trying to give me compliments. And I was like, is that all you see in me? Like just the physical? And he said something. And mind you, he's an older guy. He's like, I don't know the new Sherelle. He's like, I only know the old you. I would have to introduce myself to the new you. But from what I physically could see, you're getting finer. And I was just like, oh, well, that was really honest. You know what I mean? You know, like you really have to reintroduce yourself to me.
And it's not going to be at your house.
But
and it's not going to be at your house.
I'm just saying.
If you want to go on that trip that we did before, we could do that.
Sherelle ready.
Ready.
Like,
that was a very memorable trip.
I see. I can tell in
it was very top tier.
Okay, guys. Whoever you are, she's...
No, but It's Lily grabbing the mic.
She felt that. She felt that. She was like, yeah.
So it's me grabbing the mic and no one's gonna say nothing with her going like.
But it's both. It's
like,
both.
I'm ready.
It was just memorable, you know. It was just a memorable time in my life.
No, but that
yeah.
sorry to cut your wisdom, but that is real because the women from my past, they know me as the 2:00 JB, and after he done editing, that's when he texted me to pull up, or I'ma set it up to where after I edit, you could come link me, or after I'm shooting, so it's like. And I'm most likely not in a relationship, so you can call me whenever, you can text me whenever. But again, like you said in episode, I think 10, don't address me as my past. I gotta reintroduce myself.
And that's why when he said that recently, I was just like, damn, that's some real shit. Maybe he was listening to the podcast and picked up on what I said. This is why I be telling y'all, I can't be telling everything on here because they be coming at me in a certain way now.
You need them views.
Damn.
I see it. They're doing their research. I think that's a good idea.
They're doing their research.
They're trying to get to know you.
The black one.
They're doing their research. That don't even sound right.
Basically.
What do you mean?
Well, you know what's so crazy? The guy who took me for hookah, I had posted my sister, right? And I made this like really cute collage on Instagram. And I was like, what made you think about hookah? He was like, well, I saw on your page that you were smoking hookah. So I figured, I'm like, damn, this is why I don't be liking my dudes on social media.
Oh my God. And he done did something thoughtful. It helped him. And now you had a great night.
It was a good night, but it gave me
that's thoughtful. I think that's very thoughtful. Like he actually took out his time to see what you are interested in.
What we said earlier.
To surprise you.
He was observant.
He was observant.
Exactly. I think that's cool.
That was cute, I guess. Yeah, that was cute.
So if they are listening to the podcast, thank you for supporting. And if you ever wish to date, sure.
I'm not moving backwards. I'm only going forward, baby. But I appreciate all of my exes or, tings because because if I would have reacted how I would have years ago, like him being all flirtation, like, you know what? Okay, we can go to dinner again and I can let you see me again. Then he wouldn't have learned nothing from the new me. He would have just been thinking, oh, this is the same Sherelle and, she wants to go hang or, I just got to do a few special things for her and, she'll be a little putty in my hand.
But that was my pattern.
That's no longer me.
But that was my pattern. Like I said, y'all wanted to hear from a guy point of view. Like that was my pattern because I knew I was not going to commit. So I'm going to go and text a girl that I know I'm going to get certain reaction from, right? But if that girl changed and she's in a relationship, I just got to respect it. Or she's not on that no more, I just got to respect it. But I'm still going to test the waters.
A man will always test. Just like a woman will always test you. Okay, you guys. So recently, I don't know where we're at time, but recently I was watching the Angie Martinez podcast. Angie, I freaking love you. You're the GOAT. But JT was on there, JT from City Girls. And she was talking about a little bit about her and her man and how she's like, he is a great man. Like she was really bigging him up. Like he is a great man. And everybody, when you hear City Girls, you think like get money, like
all that
take
stuff
up for
is
everything
fake.
he wants, all that, right?
All that's fake.
Real ass.
Right. Real ass. All that, right?
All that's fake.
But what she was saying was, he basically covers all the bills. He does everything for her, right? But she was like, you know what? With him, I want to go so hard for him because if my man was ever down, she said, I want to go 50-50 with him. I want to make sure that I could, support him when he's at his lowest because he always got me, And I thought, damn, that's some real shit because all they're promoting right now is get money, F them, forget their feelings, buy me this, buy me that. But when a woman really loves a man, all that shit goes out the window.
That's why I always ask that question, are you really ready? Because that's what that relationship is about. Like really like as much support and as much safety as you want your partner to have, you need to be able to give that same safety.
Of course, but a woman should always be self-sufficient.
Some women don't think that. They think that they're gonna meet
that's
the perfect
fool.
man
You're
in their life.
You're a fool. You're absolute fool. Ladies, you are a fool if you don't think. Like, first of all, the man is gonna do what he needs to do, right? So, for example, if every guy that I've lived with, he's paid the rent and he's held it down. That don't mean I need to stop working. That don't mean I need to just solely 100% depend on him. I need to be self-sufficient. So if he tells me you don't need to pay the bills, you don't need to do certain things, and I'm going to give you this, that don't mean stop what you're doing to give to this man everything you got, because then you mess around and y'all don't have a long-lasting relationship. Now you down bad. Now you sleeping in your car. Now you trying to, couch surf to friends' houses. It's like, don't ever be in a position where that man is your last, your everything. No, and like when a woman really fucks with a dude, all of that stuff goes out the window. It really does. Now, if I'm messing with a dude and he just knows like, okay, this is what my lady likes, this is what she deserves, this is what I want to give to her. But then he might be down bad. He only gonna have me pick up the slack for a while. He not gonna take advantage and go nuts with it.
He's not gonna want to take it.
He's not gonna want to, right? He's gonna want to like get back on his shit whenever, however fast he can, and handle his business.
You know how bad a real man feel when he can't provide for you?
Oh my God, horrible.
Like when he can't like do for you.
That's why you should never date a man who's really in a down bad position, because that man mentally can't even focus on anything but getting up. So he might take out his frustrations out on you. He's just going to be in a different mood and a different mindset. That's why when if a man's really down bad, we can't engage like that, because your only focus should be getting back on your feet and making sure that you are good.
I have a different thought. I feel like that's when you should be there.
Hell no.
In front of the mic, please.
I think that's when you should be.
Well,
Why?
I think. Well, not to speak for you, but are you saying not? You're not saying when you're in a relationship. You're saying like if I'm just meeting.
Yeah,
you,
if I'm just meeting a
Right.
guy, if I'm just meeting a guy and he is in a bad place in his life, all I could be is just like a friend to you and we can talk and stuff like that. Because I know, and this is me having brothers and just me, how I am when my money's funny. I'm not the nicest person. I'm thinking about how am I going to get back on my feet? How am I going to be better for myself? I'm not trying to be laid up with no man while I'm thinking about I got to pay my rent, pay my car note, get my hair and nails done. I want to have some like, leisure time. I'm not thinking about. So a man should not be thinking about anything else but getting back on his feet if I'm just getting to know this man. Now, if I'm in a relationship with this man and he's already set a standard for us, when I say standard, I mean, he's taking care of like providing for me. And providing doesn't just mean financial. It could be mentally, it could be spiritually.
Yeah.
Like really providing for me. If he can't do that at that moment, then it's my responsibility as his woman to hold him down. I'm not no ain't shit girl and like I'm throwing you to the wolves and you figure it out. No, because it can go vice versa. I could be down bad and I want you to help me out, especially for little things that I know I'm supposed to take care of on my own. Be self-sufficient, period. So I don't know. I'm not going to just like leave a man high and dry. But if it's been like,
or a woman high and dry too, because it's like a lot of times we talk about, the side that you just explained, but you have the guys that get on their feet and then dip on the woman too.
I was just gonna say that.
Oh, sorry to cut you then. Or
I
when
was just gonna say that.
they in a good position, they take advantage.
yeah,
Right? Meaning they're
Yep.
cheating or, they're talking to her in any kind of way. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, this is the real hour. You know what I mean? Like, no, repeat it. You're on camera.
I was literally going to say that's exactly what happened. So then it made me feel like when I got into a good relationship, I was like, I'm scared because it has happened. I have been there. I did hold a whole household and the moment and to help him become the best that he could be at that moment. And I was left high and dry. Like, and with kids, and you get me. So it's like one of those, like, I forgive him, but it was at that moment, it was such a broken thing because I was like, yo, who would do that?
shit, not me.
Who would take that type of risk for somebody and
Not
then
for too
have
long.
the biggest slap in the face, and that's the moment I was being cheated on. He said that, and I'm the type of person, I'll have these real ass conversations and be like, what made you do that? And he says, well, I just felt like I was able to have whoever I wanted to have, and it was just easy. And I was like, well, that person just saw the facade of you, just saw this, not what made you get there. Not so the woman who's home and put you in that position is suffering, while the woman who's just seeing what you can give her is like getting all this attention. But the woman who actually like you stood on her back to get up there is just all broken down and shit. Like, that makes you get scared. That made me want to be single. That made me not want to get into a relationship. I was like, what did I do wrong?
Because you don't want to be taken advantage of.
Exactly.
Because your heart is so like giving.
So it is.
Like,
it was a very crazy thing. And that's why it was so easy for me to self-sabotage and stay single, because I was like, nah, I gave a man my all and I still got stepped on.
Yeah. I think we so broken as a race too, because as she's speaking, I can think of another side to that coin, where it's like, men, a lot of times we don't even want to open up and tell you how broken we are or what's going on with us. So it'd be like, and I guess you can say for women too, but I'm speaking for men, is like, so it'll be 6 months, 7 months into the relationship before you even know what's really going on with that person. You know, it's rare that you get into a relationship with someone and they say, look, this is what's on my table.
Yeah.
Are you willing to deal with this and we build from this and then create something beautiful? That's rare. And correct me if I'm wrong. It's like,
people don't want to do that. People rather just do them.
We have a fear.
I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna do me. That's what everybody wants to do.
You have a fear of being hurt. You have a fear of being taken advantage of.
Wasting your time.
Because you can tell somebody something so personal about you, and then they take it and use it and manipulate it.
That's what I was gonna say.
And it's like, damn, I done shared the most vulnerable part of myself.
I was weak with you.
Yeah.
I was weak with you.
I felt safe.
Right. And y'all know, like, off camera, I tell you something personal about my life, right? That even you were like, damn, I didn't know that, right? But imagine me telling a man that and him taking that and just like taking full advantage.
There's people
now I got to get my brothers to fuck you up.
Yeah. You basically finished my sentence. Yeah, so that's why a lot of men, it takes so long for us to really express ourselves and tell you what's going on, because a lot of women would use it against us and throw it in our face. And then that just add to the pillars and blocks that's already on our shoulders. You know what I mean? So yeah,
I really feel like the only way we could fix that is having those conversations.
Yeah, you have to have
it's
very
real
deep,
life
in-depth conversations. Yeah,
in person, face to face, eye to eye.
Not a whole text message saga.
Cut that shit out.
Like, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me.
You have to have those awkward conversations.
Yeah.
Bro. If you plan on spending the rest of your life with this person, you have to have those, when I mean awkward, like very awkward conversations.
Yeah.
Like talk about your health, talk about your finances, talk about everything.
And I don't think you necessarily need to spill it all in one day.
No.
Because you have to gradually see how this person can handle what you're saying and how they show up afterwards. Or because if you go and tell them and then they're like, "Oh, this shit is too much for me. I can't even deal with that." They're going to be gone in a week. Yeah. You know what I mean? But gradually tell them what's going on with you so you can see how they handle that.
Yeah.
It's like slowly testing the waters, but in a different way. Like, okay, he didn't judge me after I said this. Okay, maybe I can open up about this.
Yeah.
I also think if you are dating, right? This is why it's so important not to just go and have sex so quick with somebody, because you worried about getting your back blown in, okay? When you have so much other things that you could be talking about.
Right.
And so many things that you can like resolve or put on the table. You could be talking about health. You could be talking about your finances. You could be talking about different traumas. There's so much to talk about. Let that lead the way versus I just need to like scratch this.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
Talk about your goals.
Conversation, having conversations, right? Make the sex better.
Oh my God, way better.
Like,
it. Just amazing.
It makes it way better connecting with that woman in a different way. Like, it makes the interaction way better.
100%. because now you done shared so many vulnerable things with this person.
This is where I go back to the fear. People have fear of intimacy, and intimacy is all of that.
Yes, it's not. People think of intimacy as just sex, right?
No.
But it's everything. It's engaging with the person, with the conversation, eye contact, really like
It's like
being vulnerable.
emotionally feeling naked. Like you're emotionally naked.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, this is me. This is my true self. No one else sees this. And that person accepting you that way and knowing. So even when you go out that door with that person knows what they're protecting you from.
Right.
And it has to be vice versa.
It's like you saw me naked before you saw me naked.
Oh my, y'all. Okay, so
I like her. She's like, her whole face is like,
this, because it's a very memorable time, right? And I only want to talk about this when we launch our Patreon. Because in Patreon is a subscription base, you guys. So if you rock with us, you will tap into our Patreon when we launch it.
definitely.
But talk about seeing you naked in the intimacy. I shared something with a man on that level, and it blew my mind. Talk about vulnerable, no sex afterwards. It was like, I see you. Like,
Yes.
See the words?
Woo!
I see you. That's yeah.
y'all, we'll get into it, okay? So
I
they're the
see
two.
you as a thing.
I see you, like really see
Yeah.
me. That was the first time and he was a Capricorn. So, oh my God, I was just like, damn, homie really had me like
dropping hints. Not every Capricorn gonna be like,
The
what's up?
Tyrese song
You do
came
it for
in my
yourself.
mind.
I'm just saying.
yeah. But yeah, that was so I got a note to self when we do our Patreon to have that conversation.
The ICU conversation.
Yeah, the ICU conversation.
No, the I see you naked before I seen you naked. Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
I loved it.
No, because for me, like, I know it sounds different coming from a guy because y'all think it's just all about hitting it for us, right?
It is. It is.
Not when you go deep down.
It is.
They gotta let you. That's the thing. They gotta let you go deep down. Like you have
Mr.
to
Producer.
create that safe spot.
Not for every woman. Because again, not every woman can have that conversation.
Cuban, Latina, mommy.
and he was ready, okay?
But I'm just saying, it's not every woman can have conversations,
Yeah.
have certain conversations, have certain connections with. It's not so surface based. Like,
Right.
What's your favorite color? Like,
That's
What's the color of your
why.
nipples?
I'm
Listen,
grown.
that's why the We Connect game is so powerful. I have this game that I bring on little outings with me, right? Because it literally stimulates thought-provoking conversations. It's not the same old, what's your favorite color? It's like,
Well, sorry, let me cut you. No woman ever did something like that on a date, like brought a card game or whatever, like, hey, let's play this. But continue. That's what I'm saying.
I love
That'd be
it.
dope. That would be like what?
Right.
Would that give you brownie points if a girl brought a game like that?
It's just something different. Like,
Yeah.
you have did so many things that's just been completely different.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it stand out, be memorable. Me drinking tea with this guy at a hookah place where we can have any kind of alcohol. He's going to remember that always, or trying a charcuterie board for the first time, or pulling out this card game. Like, I remember, and I thought it was silly, but it was my first time doing it. This guy was like, older guy, took me, Jamaican dude too. Took
Yeah,
me
man,
to the Rusty Pelican, right? So
he got taste.
okay. Because I've already been there. So I'm like, oh, you want to go to Rusty? Okay. So we go there. And mind you, we met up at a public location, and then he drove from there, right? And I get out, we go to the table, and it's on the water, and I'm thinking, oh, this is beautiful, right? And like a minute later, the hostess comes with this huge bouquet of flowers, like sunflowers, roses, colors. Like, it was huge. Like, I have a picture. It was freaking huge. And I was like, and he was just like, this is for you. I was like, because mind you, in the beginning, I'm thinking he didn't get me flowers. I'm not saying anything. I'm just notating. We're driving, we're talking. And I'm like,
I'm gonna need you to stop that.
no.
I feel like women, but I've did that before, and you caused like
I didn't say nothing. I didn't ruin it.
No, not saying nothing. You're doing it in your head, so
Yes.
you're
I know where
already
Lily coming from, but
checking.
finish this.
Yeah, because I'm
but-
just thinking like, no flowers? Like, damn. But I'm still keeping the vibes right. Okay. One thing about me, I'm gonna keep the vibes going. Not for you, but for me. because I want to enjoy myself too.
Mhm.
So the hostess brings this big bouquet of flowers, and I thought, oh my God, this was so beautiful. The scenery was great. So I was like, I hope you don't think this is weird, but I have this new card game and I want to play it.
Mm.
He fucking loved it. He wanted us to finish the whole deck, which we didn't. But he was like, yo, I ain't never had nobody like
Tell
do
you.
that
I'm
before.
trying to tell you.
It was great.
I'm trying to tell you.
It was great. It was
Yeah.
very memorable. Yeah. So be different.
Yeah.
Try different things.
Like-
I
Don't be
wouldn't say
afraid.
be different. I think just be yourself because that's something
Yes.
you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's something.
So
Be
it's not
yourself.
even be,
Absolutely.
just be yourself. Like
Mhm.
you feel like doing something, do it. Don't
Yeah.
stop yourself from doing because you think, oh, this man's gonna think I'm weird, or oh, this girl's gonna
Yeah.
think I'm
Yeah.
weird. Because
Nah, but some of the shit that y'all be doing is weird. Somebody
Oh,
needs to
God.
tell y'all that.
But Lily, you were saying women need to stop like creating certain things in their minds.
this checklist.
Yeah.
It's a certain. I get there's like a certain checklist. Got it, but I feel like you're already setting yourself for failure if you're creating
Right.
these like
Mm-hmm.
bullet points. Now, if they're what it should be respectful, like okay, got it. But
There's the
There's a
non-negotiables.
automatic,
There's
yes.
non-negotiables, right?
okay,
And that wasn't a non-negotiable for.
Mhm.
It's just
Mhm.
something that I'm so used to and that
Yeah.
I actually love. I love when men bring me flowers.
Yeah.
I buy myself flowers all the
Yeah.
time. So it's just
Mhm.
something that it's in my mind like, damn, he didn't
Yeah.
bring me flowers. But it wasn't a deal breaker.
Mhm.
A deal
But there's
breaker is
women who
just
see that as a deal
Deal
breaker.
breaker, right?
Not
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
but there's women who create
No,
this
absolutely.
list the same way they create this dream man in their head, and they continue to look for this dream man that I'm sorry, if that man probably doesn't exist.
And you know, I would like to add to that, which is men have certain standards too, right?
Mhm.
And certain like what I mean by standards is like we don't want to give you just some anything,
Mm.
right? We don't want to give you some basic flowers just because that's what we can give you at the time, right?
Yeah, he didn't give me no Publix flowers. These
right?
were
We don't want
ready.
to take you to the Keys when we really want to take you to Ibiza.
Ooh.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like we would rather not take you to the Keys and wait a whole year till we can afford the Ibiza trip and
Mhm.
take it to Ibiza. But then let me speak to the guys. Hold on. Let me speak to the fellas. Right?
Fellas, listen up.
It's the simple things.
It is.
Mhm.
It's the simple things.
I was just about to say that.
It is.
So I was
Yeah.
like, I would take that trip to the Keys. It's an experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even, or if you try to have that conversation, that's where I'm saying it is true. Conversation is very, very important because if you explain to me, you know, hey, I really want to take you here. I was like, I'm cool with the Keys.
Mhm.
And you never know. Maybe the trip to the Keys was hella fun. It was going to be a
Yeah.
great experience that
Mhm.
anything could happen.
There's nothing wrong with the Keys either.
But it's already effort.
Mhm.
It's the effort.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that at all. The effort is everything. That's why I was saying, like, even we go out on a date, right? If you want to go to the beach. Now, how are we going to the beach? Like, because I'm a romantic kind of girl. So are you bringing maybe a bottle of wine or maybe some snacks? Or maybe you want me to do that,
Mhm.
but you are planning other things. Like, that's what
But
kind
men,
of gets
we
me.
so
Y'all
No,
so
just be
simple.
yourself.
we so like trying to impress y'all so much where it's like, okay, you want a bottle of wine or champagne, right? We want to go give you Ace of Spade, but you cool with
Yeah.
anything.
Have the conversation to know what that woman is cool with, and for women the same thing. Find
agree.
out
But that's the thing.
what
If
the
you
man
don't,
wants.
so if you're not having this conversation prior to the dates, because I like to have conversation with guys before I say, okay, we're gonna go out. Like we have to have some form of communication, whether it be a few days, a few weeks. It needs to be some kind of communication so I can kind of gauge the vibe. Back in the days, it was like you saw me, you thought I was cute, you want to go on a date, we go out on a date the next day. Don't know shit about this person, okay? But now it's like after a few conversations, I'm like, okay, I can go out with this person.
Yeah.
That's different. But it doesn't have to be the most extraordinary thing. Now, if ladies, if you go out on a beach date, right? And you know you're going to the beach, create your own vibe just in case he's not giving you what you want. So I will buy myself a bottle of Vouv, you know? And I will bring me a picnic basket and a blanket just in case he didn't bring nothing.
But you see, you always say add to the vibe or
Add to the
be
vibe.
the vibe.
Bring the
yeah.
I'm gonna listen, no matter what set your own vibe.
Yeah.
Because you just never know.
True.
You never know what this person got going
True.
on, or maybe they've never been exposed to it or whatever.
But
And
men, for real.
And the person should be observant and see the wine that you took or the bottle that you took.
Yeah.
And could be like, okay, so now I know next time we do a beach thing, allow that person
Yeah.
to see what happened. And I'm a big of person to give a person a second chance or just to listen or see,
Yeah.
observe what's
Absolutely.
going on. So
Yeah.
I'm like, for example, like what happened with you. I'm pretty sure the conversation that you guys had, and if you guys have another outing, I'm hoping he picked up on whatever he had to pick up so that your next outing is even more exciting.
I think he did because he was very observant.
Yes,
Remember,
I'm
he took
manifesting it for you.
He took it to the hookah bar. He asked about the ring. You know what I mean? He did notice certain things. You know what I mean? So maybe,
We'll see.
you never know. He wasn't her type though, so I don't know.
And I don't think she's into long distance relationships because he ain't in Miami.
Well, he lives in Miami, but he's always gone for work.
Oh,
So I'm not mad
sounds
at that.
like a long distance relationship to me.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that at all. Go handle your business,
Yeah.
boo. Listen, as long as you get into the business and when we link, it's amazing. I'm
Yeah.
cool with that. You ain't got to be up my ass every day.
Mhm.
Let me breathe, and I'm gonna let you breathe because
Mhm.
you could just have an opportunity to miss me, and I could miss you.
Mhm.
And you know,
Nah, I'm too
he
clingy.
hasn't asked me. He hasn't asked me on a second date, but we'll
I'm
see.
too clingy.
That's a podcast for another day. Long distance relationship.
Oh my
alright?
gosh. I don't know about that. It's like too long distance is like, I want to, be there, but I don't need to be up under you every day.
How was it? You said you just said you're gonna breathe.
No, but I'm saying I don't need to see you like every week. I don't need to see you every few days. Like, let me do my thing. You can go do your thing. Now, then again, I haven't gotten to that level. Like, damn, I'm fucking with this guy so heavy. I want to see him every day. I want to be in his skin. I haven't felt that in a very long time. So we'll see.
Nah, you see me? I'm a Sagittarius, right? And I don't know much about the signs.
Sagittarius.
I don't know much about the signs and all that stuff. But
Uh-huh.
if you my person, I can't do long distance. I need you here
Yeah.
with me always. All right.
Tauruses, we tend to be very affectionate in all the things, but
But I was gonna say, you cross us that one time, and that is
yeah, it is a wrap for you, Sagittarius. Sagittarius.
So
Yeah. So yeah, dating's gonna be fun, y'all. Go on the journey with me in my dating life. Dun, dun, dun.
We have a little surprise for you guys later on.
Oh my God. I told y'all.
I might need to go on a journey myself, to find a third, so.
And we are wrapped. So
Oh my God. Like you have to see what it is.
what are you
don't know.
talking about? You're dating a Gemini. I'm not enough.
You're right.
Crazy
Hello?
Geminis, man.
Who are them?
3,
Crazy
4.
Geminis. Yeah.
So listen, ladies, y'all got real in an hour and 30. What? Who? Somebody FaceTime?
Yeah.
Who?
My
Glam
sister.
by Issa.
Tell her talk.
It's my sister. Okay, Bree, we're on the air right now. Is there anything you want to say? We're talking about single men and single women relationships and why they're single. Is there anything you want to say?
I think a lot of women are single because simply they just don't know what they want. We are very emotional beings. We have a hard time making a lot of decisions. Whereas men, they're logical beings. They know exactly what they want and they go after exactly what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, women gotta take more accountability. We don't know how to do that.
Damn.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Epi, that's it. Well, let's
Gotta be more
cheers
accountable.
to being more accountable as women.
I'm
Here
sorry.
we go.
I drank this coquito.
Here
I
we
finished
go.
it. Here we go.
And they're cheersing too.